Isn't faith something to fear because it's so big and often hard to comprehend? How can we find freedom from the fear of having complete faith?
Oh, very deep questions tonight. How can I find freedom from the fear of having complete faith? Can I just say two things on that? Firstly, if you're contemplating whether you're going to put your trust in Jesus, and that feels a bit scary, you're not alone, okay? In one sense, it is. It's a big decision. I'd also want to say, if Jesus rose from the dead and did what he claimed to do and offers what he claims to offer, then it's also the most sensible decision we'll ever make. But it's a big decision. It will change your life. And if there's a sense of anxiety, yeah, there should be. But then also I was pretty scared about getting married. Not because I didn't want to, just because it was big. And that's true, isn't it? Of big, life-changing things. Wonderful things, but sometimes scary things. But maybe the question is also getting at the sense of, I feel like I've got to have perfect faith before I can come to Jesus. And I found two things that Jesus said really helpful. Once he said, if you've got faith the size of a mustard seed, I've never actually seen a mustard seed, but I'm told it's pretty small, okay? If you've got faith the size of a mustard seed, then that can move mountains. In other words, it's not the size of your faith, but it's the object of your faith that really matters. Lovely picture. Someone once said, imagine you're kind of coming to the expanse of a lake and it's frozen. Okay, somewhere in, I don't know, I was going to say in Siberia, but you wouldn't be worried about whether it's completely frozen because it'd be definitely frozen. But let's say it's in Cambridge, okay? It's kind of, it's winter and it's cold, and you're kind of thinking, can I go out onto this lake? And so you're kind of nervously kind of stepping out. You haven't got much faith in this ice to hold your weight. And then someone else comes and runs across the lake, and they've got lots of confidence. But actually, whether you're nervously walking or confidently skating, if you step out onto it, you're still on the ice, aren't you? And some of us might be nervously taking those first steps towards Jesus, thinking, can it really work? Will it really make the difference that we've heard it claims it makes? I say, even if you're like that, that's okay. There was a guy who came to Jesus, and Jesus says, do you believe? And this guy says, I believe, but help my unbelief. In other words, I think so, but I'm not sure. I've got some doubts. And I love what Jesus says. He doesn't say, come back when you're kind of more convinced, and then I'll think about giving you what you ask. No, he takes him, even with that kind of niggly, doubtful, uncertain faith, and says that's enough to get going. So if you're here tonight saying, look, I've got niggles and doubts and questions, and I'm just not sure, that's okay. That doesn't have to stop you from getting started. And actually, what the risen Jesus wants to do is come on board and help us and give us that internal assurance that we can then have, that you get not just from investigating it, which is great, but also from experiencing it as you step out and start walking with him.